Welcome to session 16. This week we're going to look at formulae and some exam style questions. The aims and objectives of this session are to understand that formula is known as a rule, to understand the different uses of formula in everyday life, and the objective, to complete exam style questions to exam standard. Formulae in everyday life. We use formulae in everyday life for many different purposes. In construction it's used to calculate practical things such as area, perimeter and volume. But it can also be used to decide how much to charge the customer or what quantity of materials need to be ordered. Using a rule. The questions at level 1 are often presented in a flowchart style. They refer to using formulae as using a rule. For example, the boss Andy is taking part in a charity bike ride and he wants to work out how many calories he uses when cycling. He uses this rule. His body weight in pounds, multiplied by 6, then subtract 240, will give him the number of calories used to cycle 25 kilometres. The boss Andy is taking part in a charity bike ride and he wants to work out how many calories he uses when cycling. He uses this rule. And he has a body weight of 196 pounds. He thinks he uses 900 calories when he cycles 25 kilometres. Is Andy correct? So let's look at it closer. His body weight is 196 pounds. We're going to multiply that by 6, which gives you 1,176. Then we're going to subtract 240. And that equals 936 calories used. Is Andy correct? Yes, he is. Simply by entering the figures required into the boxes and following the rule, we get to the right answer. Let's have a look at some exam style questions. Brian wants to work out how much he should charge a customer for a job. He uses this rule. Charge will equal £32 per hour plus £40 for materials. Brian knows he needs 4 hours to complete the wallpapering. How much should Brian charge? This question is worth 3 marks. Pause the video while you answer the question. Then show a check of your answer. Question 2. Lewis the builder needs to buy a new extension lead while he's working away in Ireland. He sees one he likes for €48. He uses this rule to change between euros and pounds. Lewis knows the same extension lead costs £40 in England. He thinks this rule shows the price in Ireland is the same as the price in England. Is he correct? Show why you think this. Pause the video while you answer the question. Question 3. Mark and Shannon want to have their nursery painted. They ask Darren for a quote. He uses this rule to work out his charges. Number of hours times 20, then add the cost of the paint. Darren thinks it will take 8 hours. The paint will cost £75. Mark and Shannon can afford to spend up to £200 for painting the room. Can they afford Darren's quote? This question is worth 3 marks. Pause the video while you answer the question. Question 4. Aaron has to put a finishing layer of plaster on the walls. This is the rule he uses to work out how much plaster he needs. The area of the walls is 32 metres squared. Aaron has 4 bags of plaster. Each bag contains 25 kilos. Does Aaron have enough plaster to cover the walls? Pause the video while you answer this question. It's worth 4 marks. Question 5. The boss is arriving back from a business trip and Courtney has to arrange a taxi from the airport. This is the rule to work out the cost of the taxi fare. The cost will be the number of miles times 1.85, then add 230. The distance from the airport is 3 miles. Courtney thinks £8 is enough to pay the taxi fare. Is she correct? Show why you think this. This question is worth 3 marks. Pause the video while you answer the question. Question 6. Charlie and Ben are going on holiday to Thailand when the company breaks up for the Christmas holidays. They need to change £900 into Thai bahts. Charlie sees this advert. Exchange rate. £1 is same as 49.56 Thai baht. £2 admin fee on all transactions. He uses this rule to change currency. How many Thai bahts will they get for £900? Show a check of your answer. This question is worth 4 marks. Pause the video while you answer the question. Let's recap this section. Do you understand that a formula is known as a rule? Do you understand the different uses of formulae in everyday life? And did you meet the objective? Have you completed the exam style questions to exam standard? Remember, if you still have questions or need help, please ask me in class or email me.